Morning. Today I'm in Tokyo Station and I'm going to the Imperial Palace. I've not been invited or anything, but I'm going anyway. That was a pretty fun journey in. I've never been to Tokyo Station before, so this is a bit different. I think I'm going this way. As you might imagine, Tokyo Station is quite big, but I'm getting the hang of stations being enormous at this point. Let's see if I can find the palace. It seems I've caught myself a rainy day again. Miserable, miserable weather. Alright, well, off into the rain we go. Despite the miserable weather, I'm in good spirits. Got the Imperial Palace walls behind me there. And I'm just waiting to cross the road in the rain. And then we're going to have a wander around the gardens in the rain. Well, I am here, wherever here is, on this very large map of the National Garden, which goes around the Imperial Palace. These very imposing looking walls. Lots of things I'm not allowed to do. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that basically boils down to don't be an idiot. So I'll look at some of these. Don't pee on things, don't light bonfires, don't release animals, don't kill animals, don't swim in the moat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be alright, you know. Onwards. The trees here are amazing. Certainly no, I'm not in England. I feel like we may be getting closer to our destination. A little walk away. Look at this. Gorgeous. I find really striking around here is you get this hundreds of years old vibe, and then you just turn your head and you're in the future. It's a funny old place. Looks like I have found my way in. East Gardens of the Imperial Palace. Luckily, I don't have any of those things in my bag, so we should be okay. Through the very polite security check, and some more very impressive gates and doors. I love the giant bolts on these doors, they're amazing. Look at the size of these bolts. These are crazy. Now that's a hinge. Hand for reference. Amazing doors. Well, I guess we're going this way. Alright, let's see where this takes us. Old guard house. I'm just marveling at the geometry of these walls. Isn't that amazing? That's some incredible skill to build that, isn't it? They're just so perfect. Miles of them. That's some chunky bamboo. Wow, look. Wow. Amazing. I love bamboo. I spy fishies. Mucho giant koi carps. Ah, look at these. Wow. Those are awesome. Beautiful. I'm glad I saw that sign. I saw it just in time because obviously that was my next intention. Thank goodness for the signs here in Japan. So I've been talking about how crazy impressive these walls are. Some of these pieces are so big it doesn't even make sense to my brain. Look at this one piece of stone. Incredible. And that's the wall itself. Amazing walls. And then it goes all the way around down there too. They're just everywhere. Very cool. Nice view from up here. Lovely cherry blossoms there. Beautiful. What a gorgeous tree that is. You see why the Japanese love them so much. A beautiful tree. How's this for a place to sit? A chair right underneath the blossoms. One of the bamboos didn't want to be like the others. He had groovier plans. Why not? I'll exercise my calf muscles and go up here. Very hilly. This is surprisingly hard work. My feet are diagonal walking up here. Wow. There are a few really steep inclines in these gardens. This is from 1657. Amazing. Used to live on the large gate into Edo Palace. It's actually got 1657 inscribed on its head there. So they had to rebuild this big gate. That's why it looks a bit newer. Because it was destroyed in World War II. This one's an original though. Heck of a thing to be able to stand next to. And with that we leave Imperial Palace Gardens. Bit of a rainy day, many brollies to be had and constant donning of the hat. But yeah, beautiful place. If you love gardens and history and trees and flowers, definitely come here. Didn't cost me a penny. Tokyo Station over there. Very iconic building. That I have personally never seen in real life until now. Sure stands out amongst all of the glass and steel buildings around here. Looks lovely. Took a walk from the gardens and now I'm in Ginza. I didn't come here last time, so I thought given I was 20-something minutes away, that I would take a wander into Ginza. I mean, I'm soaked at this point. But you know when you get so wet it doesn't matter anymore? That's where we are. So, I don't really care. And I'm gonna stay out until I dry out. Or until I don't, I guess. Either way, time to wander around Ginza, see what it's all about. I imagine I'd use all of my savings for the holiday buying even one item from most of these shops. But I'm just here to be a big fat tourist, not actually buy anything. So it's fine. I know it makes me sound very poor, but whilst I wander around in Ginza, one thing I realise is I can't afford anything in like a 2-mile square radius. Except maybe a pastry or something. But yeah, this is the land of Louis Vuitton and Hermes and all those other things. And very, very cool buildings. That's a Sapporo building there. I can afford a Sapporo, but not much else down here. It is my simple rule for myself that if a store has horrifying looking security guards flanking the door and only like 6 items in the whole shop, to not go in that shop because it's not for me. And that's what half of the shops down here are like. But it's a feast for the eyes. I'm enjoying being here. It's very cool. But Ginza will not be getting my money today, that's for sure, because I'd have to go home again. It continues to be insanely damp, and I continue to be the only man in that said 2-mile square radius without an umbrella, it seems, which is obviously not very intelligent, but that's fine, because it's just water and I'm long past caring. But yeah, it's very interesting here. As I say, it's very high end, but that is what everybody knows Ginza to be. It is a high end place with all the high end brands, many Western brands, well-known brands that everybody knows. But the buildings are fascinating. I've seen buildings that look like they're melting, they're bendy. I've seen buildings that look like giraffe patterns that have strange glass windows and things in them. I didn't film them because the rain has been so intense, it's like a tropical storm. And I've just about been able to get my phone out now, but it's still completely soaked, as am I. But when you're in a tropical islandy place, you tend to get drenched every now and then, so that is life. I'm having a good time anyway. I'm probably butchering the name, but this behind me is Kabukiza or Kabiza, not sure, Kabukiza Theatre. Look at that. What a cool building. Look at that. I found that by accident, just wandering along in the rain. I do find some cool things, but it's not hard in Japan, is it? They're flipping everywhere. That's cool. It's so fun to be walking along the road with your Burberrys and Hermes and things and normal looking high-rise buildings, and then suddenly this. This place never gets boring. Now, given that I don't drive, you wouldn't usually find me in a car dealership. But this Nissan dealership in Ginza is a little bit different. Because not only do you have things like this in here, but it gets wilder still. You're like, okay, that's a pretty standard looking Nissan. Well, yes it is. This though is definitely not standard. That's insane. Look at this. What the heck? Oh my god. That is mental. Wow. It's amazing. One wiper blade, a la Cybertruck style. Nissan Hyperforce. I'll take 2, please. That's a fun visual spectacle in the Uniqlo shop. In every window, there are slowly rotating mannequins, one assumes showing the clothes that are available on that floor, all the way up to the top. It's a fun idea. I've never seen that before. Well, I just got done eating and I came out to this. It's times like this that I'm immensely glad I own a waterproof phone. Because I've been wet in Japan before, but this is magnificently wet. I mean, it is absolutely bucketing down. I'm damper than I think I've ever been. It's quite funny, actually. But yeah, this is why the Japanese like umbrellas. And this is what I get for not carrying an umbrella. So there you go. Traveller beware. I decided I wasn't done getting wet yet. So I'm going to Akihabara. That's not the real reason. The real reason is it's too early to get home. And I know Akihabara because I went last time. So I thought this would be a good way to kill a few more hours before I go to bed. So let's get some more rain in. I can never remember what exits to choose when I come out of these big stations. So I just guess. So today it's exit 3 because why not? Don't know where it's going to come out. Don't remember anyway. You kind of have to just go with the flow when it's this busy. I believe, if this is Yodobashi Akiba, which it is, that I've come out of this store in this direction before, and therefore, if I go back this way, I will remember things. Yeah, I was here before. I think I even filmed myself coming out of this door saying that I had the song embedded in my mind, and I still do, a year later. Well, that was an experience. I've never been in an electronics store that mental in my entire life. There was nothing they didn't sell. That was amazing. Yodobashi camera. I also have their theme tune stuck in my head till I die now. Catchy. Almost to my destination, and it's raining so hard that I'm struggling to use my phone because my touchscreen's playing up because it's so wet. So I'm trying to type things and it's not working because it thinks I'm pushing like 20 different things because of all the water. This is funny. Wow, it's even coming down with rain under the bridge. I'm certainly testing Apple's claims of waterproofing today, and I mean, so far, legit, my phone does appear to be absolutely waterproof. So, kudos, Apple. You did make a waterproof phone, I'll give you that. Luckily, I'm also waterproof, but I'm definitely soggy. Well, there you go. I'm back in Akiba, and I'm looking at a spot that I was at about 13 months ago, And the exact same signs are in the exact same place. So I know exactly where I am. I walked past that yellow gorilla place over there. And I seem to remember it was about 10 to 10 on my first full day here. And I was bemused by the fact that nothing was open yet. Everywhere I look, there's massive arcades and UFO catchers. I've got Taito Station over there, and I've gone past the Gigos. Nothing's open yet, I'm too early. Still getting used to the idea that if it's not 10 o'clock, everything is closed. How funny. And here we are again, all this time later. It's good to be back. It's a fun place, Akiba. I mean, you either love this place or you hate it. I get it in both directions, I do. It's a place of extremes. It's a bit tacky. But it's fun, you know? You just got to be in the mood for that kind of thing. I'm going to a Gigo because you come to Akiba to play games and stuff, let's face it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm a big child and it's a good way of getting out of the rain. And honestly, Gigo's usually about 35 degrees C. So I'll be dry in about 18 minutes max. So it's a win-win situation. Games, use the toilet, which is never easy to find when it's this busy, and extreme heat. I'm definitely feeling the odd one out without the umbrella. I do feel like the only person on this earth without one. It's quite funny, really. I do deserve everything I get. I mean, look, even my phone can't handle this. It's just too wet. Alright, let's get over this road. I was going to say before I get any more wet, but I scientifically can't get any more wet. It's literally impossible. So I don't really care how long it takes, as long as I get there. Oh, people without brollies. They do have raincoats at least. Alrighty. Get into the gaming oasis. Don't mind if I do. Right. Ah, thank goodness. So I thought that after doing 10 hours walking, it might be fun to play DDR. And well, it was really fun, but ill-advised. I'm not cold and wet anymore though. I'm hot and wet now instead. I love this stuff. Well, my body can't keep up anymore. Fun though. It has largely stopped raining on my way out of the Gigo, so it saved me from the deluge. But due to my sweaty nonsense on Dance Dance Revolution, I'm somehow wetter than I was when I went in. You gotta love this place. I feel pretty good actually. I mean, I've done nearly 11 miles now. Played a few credits of DDR. It was a new game, I didn't understand the options and I made myself do doubles. So I ended up doing expert stages of both sides at once. And I haven't played doubles for literally years. And that was before I got tachycardia. So that messed me up pretty good. I straight up gave up on the last one. My ego is not as large as my willingness to not die. But that was still really fun. So now I'm on my way back to Akiba Station. And then I'm going home to have a very long bath. Because I really need one now. I just made my first misstep on the trains. I was at Station 1 and wanted to go to Station 2. But I got on a rapid train, which took me straight to 6. I watched my station pass by, so I've had to cross to the other side and then going back again. In my defense, I don't know what the word rapid is in Japanese. It wasn't until I got on and we started moving that I realised it's not the end of the world, it hasn't cost me anything, you just cross to the other side. and learn your lesson. I could do without that lesson. I'm rather tired. So back I go again on yet another train. Thank God for the Suica card. So I made that joke about how it'd be really annoying if the one I got back was the rapid one as well. Well, it turns out it wasn't a joke, it was just foreshadowing. And I went all the way back again. Once again missing my stop. I got the rapid in both directions. I learned something though, which is on the front of the train are one of two words: local or rapid. If it says rapid on the front, it's going to miss a bunch of stops and only go to the popular ones. And if it says local, then it stops everywhere. So this time, I noticed that it said local. And it took me where I wanted to go. After going 6 stops in the wrong direction, and then those same 6 stops back again, I have now gone 1 stop. It would have been faster to walk. That's what being lazy gets me, I suppose. But I have learned yet another thing about Japanese transport. Rapid, local. Important and useful information. Now I do my walk home, which is the quickest bit. Nice. Somehow I made things even worse because I went out of the wrong exit just then and I thought, I don't know where I am. So I had to go back in the station again and come out the other side. It's not going well today. It is not. But on the bright side, it's really funny. So there's that, I suppose. You know, there's something to be said for consequences of one's actions, unintended or otherwise. And had I not got so horribly lost, I wouldn't be on this cool road. In fact, I've just realised, due to that Ichionkai Mozart sign, that I was here before. But I was walking in the opposite direction a couple of days ago, and it was daytime. As good as I like to think my sense of direction is, this road looks so completely different in the dark that I genuinely didn't know I'd been on it before. These little roads are a trip. It's so easy to get confused on them when you're not used to it. Maybe I'll get the hang of it by the time I leave, eh? That's basically what happened last time I was here. I think it's worth repeating that I'm in a country 6,000 miles away from home. I speak probably 10 words of the language. And it's not that far off from midnight. And I'm walking in these sort of quiet, deserted neighborhood. And I feel 100% safe. That's it. That's the reason for this snippet of info. I just think that's worth mentioning. It's truly a wonderful feeling, and one that you don't get in my own country.